Okay, this is part 61 of Nos4a2. The Yard. When Bing saw Mr. Mannix sprawl across the hood of the car, he felt it as a kind of physical jolt, a sensation of recoil. He had felt much the same thing travel up his arm the day he had fired the nail gun into his father's temple, only this was a slam of recoil into the very center of his being. Mr. Mannix, the good man, was stabbed in the face, and the bitch was coming at him. The bitch meant to kill him, a thought as unimaginable, as horrible as the sun itself blinking out. The bitch was coming, and Mr. Mannix needed him. Bing gripped the can of ginger snap spice, pointed it into the boy's face, and blasted a hissing stream of pale smoke into his mouth and eyes. What he should have done minutes ago, but he would have done it if he hadn't been so awful mad, if he hadn't decided to make the boy watch. The kid flinched, tried to turn his face, but Bing held him by the hair and kept spraying. Wayne Camaraderie shut his eyes and clamped his lips shut. "Bing! Bing!" Mannix screamed. Bing screamed himself, desperate to be out of the car and moving, and aware at the same time that he had not dosed the boy well. It didn't matter. There was no time, and the boy was in the car now, couldn't leave. Bing let go of him and dropped the can of ginger snap spice into one pocket of his tracksuit jacket. His right hand was pawing for the pistol in the other pocket. He was out then, slamming the door behind him and pulling out the big oiled revolver. She had on a black motorcycle helmet that showed only her eyes, wide now, seeing the gun in his hand, seeing the last thing she was ever going to see. 3 steps away at most, right in his kill zone. "Bing! Bing!" he said. "Time to do my thing." He had already begun to apply pressure on the trigger when Mr. Mannix pushed himself up off the hood, putting himself right in the way. The gun went off, and Mannix's left ear exploded in a spray of skin and blood. Mannix screamed, clapped his hand to the side of his head where raggedy pieces of ear now hung from the side of his face. Bing screamed too and fired again into the mist. The sound of the gun going off a second time when he wasn't prepared for it startled him so badly that he farted, a high squeak in his pants. "Mr. Mannix! Oh my God, Mr. Mannix, are you all right?" Mr. Mannix dropped against the side of the car, twisting his head around to look at him. "Well, what do you think? I've been stabbed in the face and my ear is shot to pieces. I am lucky my brains are not running down the front of my shirt, you dumbbell." "Oh my God, I am such an asshole. I didn't mean it. Mr. Mannix, I would rather die than hurt you. What do I do? Oh God, I should just shoot myself." "You should shoot her, is what you should do," Mannix shelled at him, dropping his hands from the side of his head. Red strings of ear dangled and swung. "Do it! Shoot her already! Put her down! Put her down in the dirt and have done with it!" Bing wrenched his eyes away from the good man, his heart slugging in his chest. Kabam! Bam! Bam! Like a piano pushed down a flight of stairs in a great crash of discordant sound and slamming wood. His gaze swept the yard and found McQueen already on the run, looping away from him on her long brown legs. His ears were ringing so loudly he could hardly hear his own gun as it went off again, flame shredding through the ghost silk of the fog.